Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Konexio Technical Insights. My name is Rahul Randeria, and I would be conducting today's show. Today, we would be discussing regarding the trends, the setups, the technical indicators, the candlestick patterns in Nifty, Bank Nifty, as well as the different asset classes. Now, first of all, let us discuss what we have mentioned in our last video. In our last video, we have mentioned that though we have seen a sharp rally in the Nifty, we might see some sort of profit booking coming in at the higher levels, and Nifty might correct somewhat, maybe 1% or 1.5% to 2% from the swing high. It market did correct, or market did see some sort of profit booking at the higher levels, but there was not a significant correction. And as we saw that market remained sideways to down throughout the week. It was in a very broad range. Selling was witnessed at every higher levels, and Nifty ended on a flat to positive note. Now, let us discuss the daily chart of the Nifty and try to find out what would be the trend for the next week. Now, let us see on the daily charts of the Nifty. Now, this is the daily chart of the Nifty. Now, first of all, I would like to I would like to mention that next week is a monthly expiry, as well as it is the financial year end, 31st March. So, looking at this particular event, we feel that market might remain range bound. It would be positive bias. Any minor correction should be used as a buying opportunity, as well as on the other side, we might not see a sharp rally, at least for the next week. Yes, the primary trend is intact, and as we have discussed earlier, also 2 weeks back, that our target when Nifty was quoting around 16,000 to 15,800, our target was that Nifty might test 18,300 in next 2 to 3 months. That view remains intact, but at least for the next week, being monthly expiry and the end of the financial year, we feel that market might remain range bound to positive for at least next week. Now let us see what kind of pattern has been formed on the Nifty daily chart. This is the Nifty daily chart, and for the last 5 trading session, Nifty has been moving in this particular range. So until and unless now the trend deciding level would be the high and low of this particular range. The high is 17,442. So until and unless Nifty doesn't break 17,442 decisively, we might not see the extension of rally. And on the downside, until unless Nifty doesn't break 17,000, the psychological mark, we might not see further sell off or profit booking, extension of the profit booking from those levels. So we believe that next week would remain sideways to positive. Any dip should be used as a buying opportunity. But on the upside, we might see again profit booking coming in at the higher levels. So most probably it would be a range bound trade for the next week. Now let us discuss what kind of pattern we have seen or observed on the daily charts. Now let us see. This is the Nifty daily charts. This is the rising channel, and Nifty has been moving in this particular rising channel. So it is moving in the range. The trend is still intact. RSI is also positive bias. It is with positive bias in the comfort zone. So we do not see any kind of major movement on the either side. Yes, until and unless the levels which I mentioned, 17,000 on the downside and 17,442 on the upside, until and unless these either level is not reached decisively, we might not see a clear trend for the next week. So the bias would be positive, but sideways to positive. So it would be highly range bound. So traders should just trade in a very trade for very small moves. I mean to say 100 points in Nifty and 150 to 200 points in Bank Nifty. This should be the range in which traders should trade, either on long or short. So now let us discuss the important supports and resistance in the Nifty for the next week. So the important support in the Nifty for the next week is placed at 17,006 would be the first support in the Nifty. Second support would be 16,837, and third support would be around 16,694. Whereas on the upside, the first resistance in the Nifty would be placed at 17,295. second resistance would be placed around 17,442, and third resistance would be around 17,639. So these are the crucial important supports and resistance in the Nifty, and traders should try to follow this or just watch out these levels and trade. Let us discuss what we have observed in Bank Nifty. In Bank Nifty daily charts, we will see that similar pattern has been formed, upward rising channel in Bank Nifty. RSI is also with positive bias. It is into comfort zone. So let me draw a particular trend or parallel channel which we will have a clear view. So as you can see, this is Bank Nifty upward rising channel. In Bank Nifty also the prices are into comfort zone. Yes, in the last three trading sessions, Bank Nifty has witnessed some sort of profit booking, but still it is intact. RSI is also with positive bias. So again, as I said, next week is a monthly expiry week, also year end of the financial year. So market might remain sideways to positive. So any dip should be used as a buying opportunity, but traders should not. Wait or expect any huge move for the next week. So now let us discuss the important supports and resistance in Bank Nifty for the next week. The important support for the Bank Nifty for the next week is placed at 35,203 is the first support. Then second support is placed at 34,706, and third support is placed at 34,094. Whereas on the upside, the first resistance is placed at 35,717. Then second resistance is placed at 36,064, and third resistance is placed at 36,827. So these are the important supports and resistance in Bank Nifty. Traders should try to watch out these levels and then trade in the direction of the trend. Now let us come to the third segment of our show, which is option analysis. In option analysis, we'll try to try to find out where there is the concentration of the open interest in Nifty calls or Nifty puts, or in Bank Nifty calls or Bank Nifty puts. And depending upon that, we'll try to identify or try to figure out what could be the trend for the next week. So now let us discuss what we have observed in Nifty calls. You will see on the screen, the action was seen in 17,200 calls, then 17,300 calls, then 17,400 calls, and 17,500 calls. Here you can see there has been a rise in the open interest. The implied volatility is in the comfort zone. It is just between 19.5 to 21.4. But what we have seen that if we see the percentage change, it has seen some sort of profit booking coming in the out of the money calls. So as I said, on the upside, maybe 17,400 could act as a major resistance, and 17,442 is the major resistance, could be the trend deciding level, as we have discussed looking at the charts. So 17,400 could act as a major resistance on the upside. So until and unless that is not breached, we might not see fall off buying in the in the Nifty. So most probably we might see some sort of pressure coming in at the higher levels. Again, we might see support at the lower levels. So looking at this option data, we feel some sort of pull off or sideways move cannot be ruled out. Now let us see what we have observed in Nifty puts. You will see on the screen, in Nifty puts, the action was seen in 17,100 put, then 17,000 put, then 16,900 put, and 16,800 put. Here you can see there has been a rise in the open interest. There has been the implied volatility is also into comfort zone between 18.5 to 20.36. Now here also you can see, if you see the percentage change, the change of the option premium. Here also there has been a fall in the option premium, which clearly indicates that the smart money, looking at the monthly expiry as well as the year end, financial year end, the smart money or the trader might have done put writing, out of the money put writing. So maybe on the downside, 16,800 could act as a crucial support in the Nifty. And looking at in the Nifty calls also, we have seen that there has been a drop in the premium. which has indicated that there might be out of the money call writing in Nifty also. So looking at this particular data of Nifty calls and put, and looking at the chart pattern, we feel that next week could be a range bound week. It would be a sideways to positive week for the next week. Now let us discuss what we have observed in Bank Nifty calls. In Bank Nifty calls, again you can see the action was seen in 36,000 out of the money calls, then 36,500 out of the money calls, then 37,000 out of the money calls. Now here you can see there has been a rise in the open interest. The implied volatility is slightly higher, which is between 30.72 to 32.44. And here also you can see that the smart money might have done call writing or out of the money call writing, because we have seen there has been a significant drop in the option premium. I mean to say Bank Nifty out of the money call premium has been dropped. So as I said, upside could be capped for the next week, and Bank Nifty might also remain range bound. Now let us discuss what we have observed in Bank Nifty puts. In Bank Nifty puts also you can see there has been a rise in the open interest in 35,000 puts, then 34,500 puts, then 34,000 puts. Again, the implied volatility is between 26.32 to 29.74, and here also you can see there has been a sharp drop in the option premium. So again, a sharp drop in Bank Nifty calls option premium and sharp drop in Bank Nifty put option premium clearly indicates that next week would be a range bound trade for Bank Nifty also. So it could remain sideways to positive, and Bank Nifty might not see a clear trend on the upside or the downside also. So it could be a very tricky for the traders to trade in Bank Nifty also. So it would be a range bound trade. So traders should try to figure out or just try to find out the small moves and trade in that particular direction, either on long or short. So looking at the chart pattern of Nifty and Bank Nifty, so looking at the option data of Nifty calls and puts, Bank Nifty calls and puts, we feel that the market trend would remain this way throughout the week. So it would be a very tricky, it would be just like a double-edged sword. Traders might be very risky, or trader could face huge volatility for the next week because of the rolling out of the current position. I mean to say from current expiry till next in the next series. So the trend would be sideways to positive. So traders should trade with strict stop losses, either on long side or on the short side. So now let us come to the final segment of our show, which is positional call. I've identified one stock from mid-cap segment. The name of the stock is Ratnamani Metals. I will show you the stock, the daily charts. The stock has the stock has been into an upward rising channel. The trend of the stock is positive. So here you can clearly see since March or January 2020, the stock has been moving into this particular rising channel. This was the weekly chart. Let me draw a daily chart. So now here you can clearly see the stock has been moving into a upward rising channel. It has witnessed a breakout. And the stock has the potential to test the levels of 2800. Currently, the market price of the stock is 2,336. But looking at the past history of the stock of last 2.5 years, we feel that the momentum might come in from the lower levels, because in the recent past, maybe in the last 5 to 7 trading session, the stock has rallied from almost 2150 to 2600, and this is just a correction. So purely for it is not a investment, it is not a trader stock, it is an investment stock for the long-term investors. So long-term investors can accumulate the stock on dips to 2280 for an upside target of 2800. The investment horizon in Ratnamani Metals would be more than 10 to 12 months. So it is a long-term call. Any dips should be used as a buying opportunity. Current market price of the stock is 2,336. So long-term investors can accumulate the stock on dips to 2280 for an upside target of 2800. The horizon would be long-term, maybe more than 10 to 12 months. So let us conclude the show. Thank you very much for watching the show. Any suggestion you can give into the comment box, and have a nice trading week. Thank you.